Well, welcome back. Ready to hear what the 2023 housing market will be like in the Philadelphia metro area? Stay tuned and we'll give you the most current analysis hot off the presses. This is the third part of our series on the housing market, both at the national level and local level here around Philadelphia. If you haven't seen the previous two, we suggest you watch those prior to this one to get some context to this video. We'll provide links in the description. Okay, here we go. Let's see what 2023 may be like in store for us. I want to give credit to the PhD economists at Bright MLS, which is the MLS for the large part of the Mid-Atlantic states. This is the MLS for our region here in Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and Maryland, in which we serve our clients. Much of what is being presented corresponds to our own analysis at the local level. This is along the lines of what we've been communicating to our clients about what we believe will affect us this year. First, the run-up of price increases in our area wasn't as great as compared to other parts of the country. There are some parts of the country that experienced a 40%, 50%, or even greater run-up in prices in the past 2.5 years. You'll find that if you have a great run-up in boom times, you'll also have a greater decline in more difficult times. We have less risk of happening that in our metro area. We have less risk of seeing major price declines. We believe that the home prices are going to be relatively flat with slightly modest increases, probably 1 to 5% depending upon where you are. There may be some areas that see some declines, but we're probably going to be price stable during this period of time. As I said before, all real estate is local, so more desirable areas have better pricing power. For example, the Westchester School District that we showed you in the previous video is a desirable area to live. The prices there should hold steady, if not increase somewhat. Some areas that are less desirable will not have pricing power. So if you are selling a home in a weaker school district or have some other conditions around your locality that may have a negative perception in the marketplace, you're not going to have the same level of pricing power that you may have had in the past 2 years. Inventory is still going to be low and there are still buyers for your home. You just may not be able to expect a significant increase in price over this year. What's going to limit transactions? Well, we cannot sell what we do not have. The projection is that transactions may be about 2% fewer in 2023. I think that's actually could be 5% lower than what we saw in 2022, which is more in line with what projected across the nation. We'll see. We believe the transaction counts are going to still continue to go down. A lot of this is reflected from demand pulled from 2023 and 2024 into the 2020 to 2022 timeframes. Mortgage rates are going to be stable around the 6% range. You may see some opportunities in the mid to high 5s, but probably no drastic reduction in mortgage rates down into the 4s or even the 3s. Those days are long gone, and I don't know when they're going to return, if ever. If you're going to wait for lower interest rates in order for you to make a purchase, you'll have a long wait. Here are two tables with historical data as well as some projections across the United States, our larger MLS territory, and then the metro areas of Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. As far as home sale projections, we're looking to see a change. There's going to be a reduction in transactions. Home prices look to be fairly stable in the Philadelphia metro area, which means that some areas around us could have some increases and some areas around us could have some decreases. But overall, net prices will probably be flat. So we see here in 2023, there's going to be some variation across markets. Some places may have a greater price change depending upon if they were a hot area before. For example, there were some areas near the Delaware beaches and the New Jersey shore that experienced some fairly significant run-ups in prices. We think that's going to level off. Those are often second homes. The demand for second homes may be affected by the increase in mortgage rates and the down payment requirements lenders require for second homes. They're also going to be affected by any kind of change in the economy, which may reduce discretionary income. So as you can see, places where home prices rose faster than average or coastal or second homes are areas in which may have some price pressure. Another area could be the exurbs or Zoom towns. Those are communities that benefit because of remote working, and you had increased demand for those areas because they've been more affordable and you had the benefit of not having to go into work. Well, the demand for those areas may decline because remote working has become less tolerable or acceptable to employers. So that may have some effect on prices in those areas. Another potential change would be in areas where household incomes are lower. Those communities are going to be impacted by increased interest rates and inflation. The number of potential buyers you have for those markets may be reduced, and that can cause some home affordability constraints. That will then be reflected in lessened demand and potentially lower prices. Now, these next three items are all related: increased inventory, increased days on market, and lower listed prices. If you see any one of these three market factors changing, that would indicate a slowing market, and you would most likely see some decrease in prices. We started getting accustomed to seeing a house settle, and then the next house for sale in that neighborhood would be listed for a higher price than the last one that settled. We think you're going to be seeing less of that. On this map, we are showing you the risk of price reductions in geographies within our MLS. As you go from amber to dark red, the risk of some level of price decline increases. The Philadelphia metro area is projected to have the least amount of risk of price declines. The city of Philadelphia proper is the one area in which their risk is a little more elevated. So what does this all mean? Here is some of our advice that we are sharing with our clients and colleagues. If you're a seller, preparation, pricing, and marketing are going to be vital. The buyers are more discerning. The homes are costing them more and they want a good product. You're already seeing evidence of that in our prior video. You get less product for more dollars, which does not make anybody happy. So the product that the buyers do want, they want to be right. A well-priced home will have buyers. A poorly priced home will sit longer on the market. Staging, professional photography, open houses will all be part of a broader marketing strategy. You better have your home maintained and have it in decent condition. Don't assume that the buyers are going to buy your problems. Those days are over. You may need some patience. Homes may not sell as quickly. May be nice if they do. You may still see some strong demand for really nice homes in desirable areas, but do not expect that you're going to have a line of people out the door looking at your home. If you do, consider yourself fortunate and take advantage of it, but do not make it an assumption that this will occur for you. Be prepared to adjust the price if the market is not responding. If you're not getting the activity, if you're not getting the showings, if you're not getting offers, after a period of time, you need to be ready to make a price reduction. If you wait too long, the buying community is going to look at that house and say, what's wrong with it? If you're a buyer, the pendulum is swinging your way. It's not a true buyer's market yet. We're still having very low inventory. Days of market are still under 30 in most cases, but it is swinging your way. Offers with contingencies, inspections, financing, home sale, they're going to be more prevalent. You'll have opportunities to see the home more than once. You can take some time in your decision process, more than 15 minutes than you used to get. And the idea of a sight unseen type of sale, you don't have to make those. You're going to have opportunities to make offers at asking price or less. Financing is going to be key. That's what sellers are going to be worried about, given the fact that it's going to be costing more people, you, more money. Your debt to income ratios are going to be looked at more closely by lenders. The rates aren't going to move much and the lending standards have not changed. It's still quite a process to get a mortgage approval. What you want to do is make sure that you have your finances in order, that you have your financial ducks in a row. Make sure you're pre-approved. Make sure there's no surprises, and keep in mind that the bigger the down payment, the lower the monthly mortgage payment. So however way you can, try to come up with as much money to put down as possible to help you with that monthly number. That will be to your advantage as a buyer. For agents, skills are going to be required. You're going to have to learn how to negotiate again. You're going to have to understand how to negotiate on offers, on pricing, on repairs, on appraisals. The sales process and getting somebody under contract is going to be more difficult. It's more than just putting a sign on the lawn and having a bunch of offers show up in your email 3 days later. It's not going to work that way. You're going to have to do more work to get more people to that house, to get them attracted to it, to try to encourage an offer to be made. Pricing and understanding how to price a home is going to be critical. If that home is not priced right, that home will sit and you will not be doing a service to your seller. So understand how to price that home and how to find out what the best way it is to get that home understood by the market. That's going to be key. You need to make sure that the home looks fantastic. There's no more days of just taking your cell phone out and putting a picture out there and having somebody come to the house and making an offer. The house needs to be staged. You need to guide the sellers about paying for some of that staging. How to get the home prepared. They're going to need to do some extra work to get it painted and making sure that things are presented well. You're going to need professional photography. You're going to need to make sure the home looks good on the internet. You're going to need to make sure that the home has a proper description on the internet to get people to understand the aspects of the property and the characteristics that are important for them to understand. You're going to have to consider using open houses and getting more traffic to the home. Anything you can do to get more traffic to the home is going to be key, because we have fewer buyers out there and you need to go and encourage people to come and look at the house and consider making an offer. The other skill that's going to be important is learning how to keep deals together. We are coming off on a period where some issue that would come up on a home or some situation would come up and the seller would say, I'm not doing anything. I'm not giving up the price. I don't care, because I know that there's a whole bunch of other buyers out there who are willing to buy the house. That's not the case anymore. If you have a buyer and a seller under contract, you want to do everything you can to keep that deal together while making sure you are representing your client's best interests. You need to figure out how that deal is going to stay alive. People are going to have to be more reasonable and accommodating to the requests of the other party in order to make sure there isn't a fall through. Because a fall through in a market like this is not going to be pretty. It will make the sale of the home that much more difficult. In addition, timelines will also be longer to sell a home and for buyers to find a home. You need to be prepared that a home may not sell in 5 days. You need to be prepared for buyers to have a limited selection of the product. As their agent, you need to manage expectations accordingly. So that's our 2022 recap, as well as 2023 projections for the housing market for the Philadelphia metro area. We hope you've enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments if you have any other questions. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell so you can see more videos like this. Like I said before, we have a lot of this data that we use to help our clients understand the marketplace. We just gave you a little insight into what we have available, and that we go into far more detail when we are working with the specific needs of our clients. Have a great day. Looking forward to see you again on the next video.